Gamers, gals, my non-binary pals. Today marks the end of, well, I wouldn't call it loved, but it certainly was a game mode. Yu-Gi-Oh! Announced with the release of Battle City Finals, the initial Speed Duel saga we started a few years ago will be concluding. While we are introducing new content like Noah, Duke, and Tristan, the Speed Duel re-releases are starting to retread a lot of familiar ground, so the product line will be pausing for a rest. As always, Speed Duel cards are legal for TCG play, and there will be continued OP support for the Speed Duel so that duels can continue to play the format. So one of the big issues with Speed Duel is that there is no support for Speed Duel. This is kind of an issue with the overall Yu-Gi-Oh scene compared to something like Magic the Gathering. When you look at Magic the Gathering, there are a lot of formats. Like, they're not all equally as good, but there are a lot of very, very popular formats in Magic that people do play. Modern, a lot of people are playing Pioneer. People play Pauper, like so much Pauper. This deck is so broken. People play a lot of Vintage. People play like a lot of Legacy. The thing about Yu-Gi-Oh is that there's always exactly one format. You know what I mean? Yu-Gi-Oh only will ever have the one format, and that is Advanced. And that's because Konami very, very clearly kind of made it apparent that even if they did release side events or, you know, other stuff, for the most part, 99% of their attention would be kind of built around balancing Advanced. And if you want to say, oh, well, Konami has Master Duel. Master Duel is just a shitty offshoot of the TCG and OCG combined. I don't want to be that guy, but let's not lie to ourselves. Master Duel is not a balanced or fun format. I don't think it's ever been, I'll be real. Like, Master Duel has been predicated on like tier 0 formats since its inception. Do you guys remember like on release Master Duel with like Drytron and Eldritch and Adamancipator and all that jazz? Holy shit. That was like as unfun as it's ever gone. Nobody plays any of those except Commander. False. I sometimes play Pauper. No one wants to play Speed Duel at locals because those cards are too slow. It's not even the fact that like the cards are too slow. It's that it feels so far removed from like what Yu-Gi-Oh is. Like, when you look at a Speed Duel deck list, it very much is a game predicated on, you know, like this slower resource game. You know, you're not able to just shit out a bunch of monsters unless you're playing the deck that does shit out a bunch of monsters. Like, you know, this fucking card. Place a dig counter? What's a dig counter? Either the game is way too slow, or just because Yu-Gi-Oh wants to throw out like a bunch of fast, wacky things like the skill cards, it ends up making the game just as fast as in the TCG, but like way shittier because we have none of the things in the TCG that keep like stupid Unga Bunga OTK decks in check. Like, there's a reason Blue Eyes was meta in fucking Duel Links, because who would have guessed that fucking Silver's Cry into 2 Blue Eyes is like an FTK. The main thing about Speed Duel, in my opinion, is that it doesn't feel like Yu-Gi-Oh. It feels like you're just playing a mash of a bunch of Yu-Gi-Oh cards. To me, Yu-Gi-Oh is like this game where you're trying to build like this super fucked up atrocity of a deck list where your goal is to just make your opponent suffer as like much as possible. Your goal is to resolve the most fucked up FTK or OTK combo imaginable. For better or worse, like, Yu-Gi-Oh is a combo game where the dynamics of this game is the fact that you're able to do a bunch of wacky, goofy shit in this complex shell that we've built ourselves. Where Speed Duel, and to an extent Duel Links, does just not feel like that at all. Yu-Gi-Oh, it feels like they want you to play with Yu-Gi-Oh cards, but you're not playing what like quote unquote actual Yu-Gi-Oh is. You're playing bad Magic the Gathering is how I would like to say. Like, these aren't Yu-Gi-Oh cards. These are Magic the Gathering cards with none of the upside. It's probably the consequence of trying to make shitty DM and GX decks be playable. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, let's be real. A lot of the GX and Duel Monsters decks are just straight up poo-poo. Like, who wants to play Magnet Warriors? Who wants to play Fossils? Who wants to play Insects? And like, the easiest way to balance these things is either have just this super broken, absurd skill that just might as well just say, if your opponent has nothing for this, you OTK them in like 2 turns, or your deck is bad. Look at the history of like Speed Duel metagames or Duel Link metagames. Like, most of the time, it's usually just some super shitty OTK deck that's just taking the forefront. I mean, that's what Yu-Gi-Oh used to be before archetypes were super common. I'm gonna tell you a secret, chat. Yu-Gi-Oh before archetypes was straight ass. This game was not very good. I don't know how to tell you guys this. Like, objectively, until like Synchros and Xyzes came out, Yu-Gi-Oh was like a fraudulent game. This game was not very interesting. Like, bro, Boros energy going crazy in Magic. Let me check that shit out. Holy shit, they made Tarmogoyf? Like, again? That shit's gonna be crazy. And like Yu-Gi-Oh is just like, haha, normal summon my fucking DD warrior lady, attack directly. Oh damn, I didn't have my Sakaretsu armor. Let me just get a shout out to the fact that Max C got reprinted in Battle City Finals. Why is this here? Why is this fucking card here? I mean, we've seen banned cards get reprinted before, and sometimes they get unbanned, but I don't know about Maxi, you know? I'm not really sure. Reprint for Time Wizard, but what if? What if Konami is finally gonna tell us that yes, the OCG and TCG ban lists will merge. TCG finally getting Maxi. I hope to God that Maxi becomes legal because I could finally quit this game. The amount of people I've talked to who have been like, yeah, Maxi being brought back into Yu-Gi-Oh would probably make me quit the game. And I'm like, yeah, dog, fair enough, brother. But that's just me. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. This product sucks. Speed Duel sucks. Congratulations, we reprinted Maxi.